Hey there, YouTubers. Me again. Part 2 of the old nitrous swap. You know, giving up that crossfire injection. What a nightmare. In favor of a little more go juice. I'm going to put this down now because it's not all that light. It's not real heavy either, but I just don't feel like holding it. Anyway, God willing, we're going to get this thing running today. I just drained the oil when you weren't looking. You should have been looking. You turned your head, poof, I got the oil changed. Okay. Actually, I haven't put any in it yet. I did take the old oil out. And I'm getting ready to put some in. And yes, and poof, I've got my zinc. I don't know if I forgot this on the last oil change. You'll have to watch that video. But it is a flat tappet cam, so rather than ruin it like I did the one in the other bit, we're going to put some zinc. Zinc, right? Plus, we're going to put some more pressure on this engine, so we definitely want her to be healthy, right? So we're going to put some zinc in it. We're going to finish putting oil in it. I'm not going to show you that because it's boring. But I've got some hood clearance problems, which you may have gathered by my sad face and demeanor when I ended the video, the last video. So today we're going to try to, I was going to rig up some other kind of a thing to check what hood clearance I had and then measure, but I figured I'd get gutsy. And I've got a setup I think is going to work. Now I'm going to leave the soft end up, and I'm going to lower the hood really slow. And I'm going to put a little goo on the top of it and see if it leaves a mark. If it doesn't leave a mark, we've got some clearance. How much? I don't know yet. But we're going to keep adding some stuff until we make a mark. And that'll give me just an idea how much hood clearance got. Now, I do plan on using the original air cleaner eventually, the air filter. But that's going to take some modification, and I'm just not that ambitious right now. And I want to get it running. So I think this setup's going to work. Keep your fingers crossed. And let's get at it. This is my solution. This air cleaner swoops way, way down. It's not hitting anything, thank God. And I've got a 2-inch, that's actually 2.2 inch air cleaner. So when I put this hat on there, I picked this one. This has been kicking around the shop. Yeah, it's a lie, but it looks cool. So I was going to put this hat on it. And that puts me just a hair above that. And according to measurements, it should work. But should and will, well, you know, they're not always the same. So, I'm going to put a little bit of grease, which I just had, and I can't remember what I did with it. I'm going to put some grease around here in some spots, gently close the hood, and see if it's touching. The reason I'm using grease is because it, you know, it doesn't really matter. It's not going to hurt anything. If it gets on the hood, it's not going to hurt anything. If it stays in the air cleaner, it's not going to hurt anything. So I figured it's the best medicine, you know what I mean? And this cam has just about had it. So I put it on the Jeepers crow. Come on. Get on there! Jeepers, it just doesn't want to. It's not a good day when grease won't cooperate with you. There we go. Need a bigger blob over there. Yeah, so a little bit of grease will just help the hat seal a little more. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to have to move you and everything else to drop this hood. But I think we're golden. But I've got some other issues we'll work out in a minute. But this is the biggie. So let's go ahead and close the hood. Oh boy. I'm scared. Well, here goes nothing. Don't forget I got a bad shoulder, so this is going to be fun because these little shocks that open the hood, they are worthless. Yep, sure really are. But we're going to deal with it. And I'm going to close this very slowly. I don't want it to break anything. So far, so good. There we go. It's closed. It doesn't appear to be hitting. Woohoo! Yep. And that one didn't really latch, but that's okay. I gotta try to get the other side open now. Well, you can see as well as I can, no marks. Never touched the grease, not even one little blob of it. That is fantastic news. That means I have adequate hood clearance. And okay, that was my big fear. Now to deal with problem number 2. I've got it just kind of set in here, but look. Rear barrels don't want to open, and once I get them open, I can't get it to shut all the way. And I'm not really sure why. So we're going to have to take this apart, turn it upside down, and see what's going on. You know, you never can tell what's causing problems until you test it outside of the car. And believe it or not, I mean, I found this quite riveting. Actually, let me get a couple of bolts so I can hold this in place, and I'll show you exactly what's going on. Right here, watch right here. When I go to make the throttle, look, it's lifting. What's happening is this little section right here is hitting. Now, I don't know if it's hitting the nitrous plate there too, so we're going to have to check that out real quick too. But I'm just going to go ahead and trim that a little bit, and that'll free that up. But that's crazy. If I have to, I can work the nitrous plate there too. Well, proof's in the pudding. It doesn't want to go. It's hitting right here, same as the gasket. So we're going to have to modify the plate. Thank God, though, that we're going to modify the inside of the plate, not the outside of the plate. And so if we put this gasket on there, it's going to look like, wait a minute, it goes this way, right? We better make sure we trim the right one. So that should be this side, and it is. Okay, so that's correct. All right, because this is the front, and it's hitting this piece over here. So we're going to put this on here. What was that? Somebody shooting at me? It is windier than Chicago today. I've never been to Chicago, but they tell me it's windy. So there we go. I've got to cut a little notch out of here. I do believe I have a marker. Oh, yeah, but it's black, so that's perfect. We're going to have to cut a little notch right there. I could probably do that on a bench grinder easier than anywhere else. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. What do you think? Looks like bench grinder. Oh, but it's aluminum. Nope. Because it's aluminum, we are going to use aluminum burr tools. But because it's aluminum, chucking it up in my vise is going to be tricky. So we're going to take 2 pieces of cardboard, put it on each side of the vise, and that way we won't damage the plate. There's plenty of material. It's not going to affect the plate at all. I mean, there's lots of material right there. So, oh, I just erased it. Duh, idiot. Idiot! Let's make it a little darker. Oof, it's got some play. Let's make it as big as we need to here. Come on. There we go. Alright. Gotta make sure, you gotta make it idiot proof because, you know, sometimes I'm an idiot. Some of you may think I'm always an idiot. You never know. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and chuck it up in the vise. We'll use some cardboard to protect it. And we'll hog it away. There's a special burr that you use for aluminum. And this is it. And for whatever reason, I'm hitting my tripod and making things go all cattywampus. You know. But anyway, these will rip you to pieces. They're very wide open because regular burrs will get clogged up with aluminum. So we have to use a special one. This, basically, enjoy the music because this is just going to be, and you're not going to, you know, it's just, yeah. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to throw you a little music. Hope you enjoy it. Might even fast forward it because, you know, nobody wants to watch 10 minutes of burring. It probably won't take that long. You'll be amazed at how fast this thing will cut. So anyway, make sure these are covered up. We don't want anything in our nitrous solenoids. Come on, baby. Why do I have so much trouble finding the hole? Must be old age. There we go. Come on, little girl. Oh, we got ample clearance by the looks of things. I don't know if these are even long enough. They're not really. But what you probably can't see, let's see. Problem number 2. What we didn't figure on is, where did I put the bolts? Oh, here. Okay. Is when this goes to full throttle, look, it's hitting right here too. So dadgummit, son. Alright, where did I put that? Does anybody else besides me have a problem with setting things down and then not being able to find them? Yeah. Seems I have a big problem with that. So I think we just need to basically nib that off of the gasket. Let me do that first, and then we'll move it onto the nitrous plate. I didn't notice until I put the plate on there, and when I was making it, doing it, I noticed it was lifting the plate. See it? Now it's on a spring, and I probably would have got away with it, because when you bring it up, see, that it's on a spring, so it really probably wouldn't affect much. I'm wondering if it's not supposed to do that for some reason, because that's, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and make the clearance anyway, just to be safe. But I can leave it because it really doesn't seem to be affecting much, but it may affect the choke somehow, some way. I'm going to get an old gasket and we'll check it that way. I should have just used one of these old gaskets in the first place, because they kind of give you what you need. But if you watch, the old gasket right there completely misses. So I'm going to go ahead and use this as a template, and we're going to get this fixed up. Just a matter of trimming this little bitty bit right here. Alright, well, that's terrible. That's better. Much better. Alright, that's that. Now, we need to get this over here. Actually, it's going to go this way, right? I don't know what them chickens are doing, but they're sure making a lot of noise. Alright. It actually has quite a bit. It's cleared here, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. But I am going to go ahead and take off all of that. Alright. We can see that, can't we? Now we're just going to start there. There's no need to go all the way up here, but we're going to go ahead and, because I don't want to weaken this corner at all. We'll go ahead and take the rest of that out. Moment of truth. Bump, 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 bump. Now that's like more like Jaws, right? Kind of the same thing, the suspense. The suspense is killing me. Alright. Come on, baby. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, have good clearance. Jeez, wheeze. It's terrible. Man my age. You know? Come on. There's gotta be a way to line this all up. There we go. Alright. Wow. Nope, it's still hitting. I'm going to have to take a little bit more out. It's fine if it goes, you know, if it's this way. But if I get it that way a little bit, she's hitting just a little bit. So we're going to take a little bit more out of right here, because I'm not sure. I mean, it's just barely nicking it too. But we're going to make it right. Might as well call it poison. I've been getting a lot done off camera just because it's such tedious work that I didn't think it would be very exciting to watch. But I didn't want to go without showing you everything that's been done. There's a lot of fabrication, especially on the throttle, and as you can tell, there's still some goofiness with the cables, but it'll work. This is mainly what I wanted to show. I've got a gauge here. This is a fuel gauge, and this is the original fuel line that was coming out. It's going into the gauge, and it's going into a regulator because this is pushing, I think these make 50, 60 pounds, and then the fuel injectors usually reduce that down to about 10 or 11, but with this is only going to run 5 or 6 probably. So I've got a regulator. One side of the regulator is running to the nitrous solenoid here. The other side is running to the carburetor, okay, and the other one is running to the return line because this is a return line system. So I've got everything. It looks really close, but nothing's rubbing, nothing's touching. I haven't hooked up the nitrous today yet, but since my battery is dead, I went to go test the fuel system to see if it was leaking, and the battery's stone cold dead. I would just replace it, but I don't have the kind of money that some YouTubers do. So I'm going to try to resurrect this one. Besides, this car is a pain in the asteroid trying to get the battery out of it to replace it. So you just do it if you gotta. You know what I'm saying? Got the distributor all back in. She's ready to start if the battery was any good. I've got everything back together on the front. Let me go ahead and show you that cable system. I don't have the cruise control. Yeah, that's it. Cruise control hooked up yet. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do that yet, but I do have it hooked up at this end. I had to make this bracket. It's actually part of the original bracket for this car. This is the throttle. This is the cruise control, and then down here we have a bracket. It's actually a stock bracket for this engine for a small block Chevy and this intake. And there's my kickdown cable for the transmission. If you'll notice, these are a little bit goofy, but they'll flatten out when you close the hood and work just fine. So that's really where we're at. I've got everything tightened up. She's ready to start, but she won't, because the old battery's pulling 1.7 volts. Don't think that's going to get the job done. In fact, she's so dead, my big battery charger won't charge it. So I got this little bugger on there, as you can probably hear. It's humming. That's trying to get me this battery started. It had 0, and now it's got 1.7. Well, it was 1.6, and then I checked it again a few minutes later. It was 1.7. It might take a while. So while we're waiting, it's a beautiful day. So while we're waiting, I decided I'm going to go ahead and hook up the nitrous. You know, we may not get all of the wiring done. We may not. But I'm going to get the nitrous bottle in, and I'm going to get the cable run, which is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go ahead and hook up the solenoid to the hose. I'm going to run the hose to the back, and we're going to mount the bottle. So that sounds like fun, right? Since we got to wait anyway, let's just get her done. Oh, I did want to show you one more thing, kind of trick on the air cleaner. So I'll just show you that real quick. Now, I showed you the air cleaner before, but it's got some hoses here that have to be kind of compressed. So she's a little tight over here. I need to probably put an elbow on that one hose. That's what's sticking up. If you'll notice, there's no post. And that's because I built this. Because I have so limited head clearance, or hood clearance, excuse me, I made that so that it won't stick up. Pretty cool, right? I probably should, clean that up. Yes, I know it's not a 427, but I've got 3 or 4 air cleaners. Most of them will have some rust on them. That one's not rusty, and it's cool. So, it's temporary until I can get the other air cleaner modified and on here. That's another day, another project. But I thought y'all might appreciate my little, making it flush, right? I'm just going to kind of shoot in the dark. I think, well, maybe not so dark. I got to run the line back here. And I think to avoid the exhaust, I think I'm going to follow the transmission line down. I could put it behind the distributor, try to run it through that way, but I think I'm going to try to run it right down behind the engine right here. We'll see what happens. I'm going to I want to put the blue end out. I got to unroll the roll here, so hang on a second. It's kind of curled up, but I think that may help, may not. Okay, we're just going to run it down the transmission here. There we go. And we're just going to run it through here. I probably should have run it up, but I thought that would be more difficult. So we're just going to keep on feeding it. And it's going to be way in there somewhere. Hopefully I'm not going into an abyss. We'll have to pull this all back out. The good thing about where it's going, oops, we've got it stopped. Oh, wait a minute. It's caught on the wheel. There we go. All right. Well, anyway. It hit me in the leg. I didn't even know it. So we're just going to keep feeding. Keep feeding. We're going to run this along the frame rail. You can run it inside the car if you want to, but I don't want to. Because if this thing springs a leak, the last thing I want, there you go, just like that, is nitrous getting loose in my car. Be laughing myself to death. All right. Now this is just a barb fitting. I mean, not a barb, but it's like a fuel line. So you just screw it on, and you probably can't see it. Come on. I screwed it on here before, so I know it'll go. There we go. All right. And we get a couple of wrenches and tighten that up, and that part will be done. I wasn't going to show you this, but I thought I might just so you know what sizes. This is an NOS kit. Now, a different brand may have different size fittings, but this particular one is 11/16 for the one on the line, and it's 5/8 for the one on the solenoid. So I'm just going to tighten that up. There we go, good and tight. Not so tight it's going to break, but good and tight. This is the only car where everything's in the way. So I put more stuff in the way, like I can't even get it at my, I don't even know if you can see that. my oil, you can't. Let me go ahead and show you that real quick. This is my oil. Not easy to get at. I'm going to have to use a funnel. But I may, because it's way open on the other side, I may at some point switch these valve covers over, put this one on that side and vice versa. Just because, I can't get to my oil. Have to use a funnel. Anyway, minor problems. You may be looking at the back of my head pretty much on this one, at least for this part of it. But my line's coming out up here, which you can't really see, but it's coming out on the back side of the transmission. And I'm going to follow the fuel line basically. So I'm going to bring it down to here. I'm going to put a zip tie on this fuel line and around. You'll see in a minute. I don't think you're probably just looking at the back of my head right now. But I'll let you see what's going on. There we go. You can see right here I got a zip tie. I'm just going to tighten that up. Give it a little bit of slack so it stays off the exhaust. I'm just going to bring it down here and we're going to follow this fuel line all the way in. I don't know how they know my name. I don't know how they know my name. I don't know how they know my name. If you have one of these cars, you may know what I'm talking about or what you're looking at. This is one of the trunks, if you will. They've got little pockets, glove boxes, whatever you want to call them. Floor pans back here. These are in the deck or in the hatch or wherever you want to call it. And they got little doors that'll open up and you can put stuff in them. Now, I can go all the way back like the gas tank, but then I've got to go over the axle and all of that stuff. I can enter the cockpit by going through here. So I think I'm just going to go straight across, right into this. But how to get out of this, I don't really want to cut a hole in the door or cripple the door. I guess I could notch the door. Let's go topside and see what our options. I'm not sure what this is. I'd like to go in through this, whatever this thing is, and see if I can't find that upstairs in the cockpit and find out just where that goes. I think it's inside the trunk too, or inside the glove box, whatever you want to call these things. So let's go topside and see what we're looking at. This is what I was talking about. You got these little compartments. Press the button. Come on. Yeah. Well, you're supposed to press the button and lift. I'm going to have to go around the other side to get to it. It's too awkward from here. Here we come to save the day. This car was not designed for comfort. There we go. There we go. All right, now. Got a tray in here. And we've got this nice deep pocket. And I got whatever this is. So we can come up through here. Do I want to try to go through it? I think, hang on. I'm going to pull this carpet out of here. Not really worried about looking nice inside a glove box. We're not going to get rid of it. I'm just looking at it. That's how I can get this nitrous in here. Oh, there's a plug. Oh, there's already a hole there. I don't know if I want to do that though, because that's going to expose We'll take a look. I see that hole, but I'm wondering, this is saying something about, I don't know if I can, either way I'm coming through the door, right? Yep. What do you think? I'd like to come up through this piece right here. I don't think it's going to make any difference, because I'm still coming through the door. So, we got some carpet here. So we just velcroed in. Oh, we got a little chip right here. There's already a chip right there. So maybe, hang on, let's open this one next to it and see what we got here. That one has the jack in it. There's something underneath this panel right here. And I don't know what. But we do have a broken corner on the door. So I don't know if I just want to break the corner off on this door so I can come in on the side. Because it's right in the middle, which is kind of where the nitrous bottle is going to be. I got to get inside of this. Let's go ahead and get back underneath and see exactly what that is. I've got a hole in this one, so I can definitely come up through there. And then what we do topside, we do topside. So let's go back underneath the car and see what we got. Okay, I decided I am going to go for this. So here we go. Nothing like glass dust in your eyeballs. The eye doctor that did my lenses for my surgery will be happy to know that I'm taking good care of them. Let's see how much of this I'm going to have to get over here. I'm going to have to do pretty much all of it, I think. All right. Yeah, I'm taking good care of them lenses there, Doc. Making sure they stay nice and dry. Now, let's see. There we go. Now, we're going to have to, I'm not really sure what we're going to have to do. Come on now. So now we're going to have to go top side again, but now what I don't want is I don't want a big kink. So, there we go. There we go. Alright, well now, there we go. Probably going to need or you can't see, of course. Oh yeah, you can. Right here, she wanted to pop out, so I might have to put another zippy tie over here just to keep that behaving itself. Well, I'm going to need another one over in the corner too. She's sagging a little bit over there. So a couple more zip ties, and we're up here. Now we just got to find it. Looks like I'm going to come up through here. I think I'm just going to, what am I doing here? What is all this stuff? Screws. Alright. And that's the hinge. Okay, so I think think I want to come up right through this corner here, and that way I can squeeze it past the carpet right here. Yep, because there's a hinge right there, so. Can I get in there? Nope, I can't. So, yeah, I can get in here though. Okay, I don't know if you can see where there is, but let's see, right? Yeah, you can't really see it. Yeah, let's try this. Right here. I'm gonna go ahead and pop a hole right there. We're good. I'm running out of room for my drill though. We're gonna not quite. Let's get a different drill. Well, can't even see the line inside of here, so we should be able to put the lining back in there. And I've got more than enough line out here, but before we put everything back together, let's go ahead and, there we go. Let's go ahead and hook up the nitrous bottle. We're running out of time here, so we got to get to moving. I hate working around anything with paint. There we go. There's where she's gonna go. I guess you need a better view. As much as I hate to say this, this is probably nearing the end of this video. Now, I don't need this much line, so we're going to push some of it back in. Keep it as inconspicuous. I sure hope none of that crap got in there. But anyway. And there it is. I think. Well, maybe not. Thought it was. Well. Who knew getting it started was going to be that hard? Good heavens to Murgatroyd. Now, I've put it on here prior, so I know it's going to go. It just wants to be difficult. There we go, I think. There. Alright. Phew, and you probably didn't see any of that because I'm not on the valve. There we go. I've got the line hooked up. I've got the bottle in place. I am going to have to get underneath and make sure that I am not going to be in the gas tank. I do not believe I am. I think I am over, well, I'm slightly behind the axle. So we're going to have to take a look at where I'm at, because we definitely don't want to be drilling into the gas tank. That would be bad. But that's where she's going to go. I'm going to have to stop for the night. It's getting late. I do appreciate y'all watching. all I can say is, dang it, another weekend gone and I'm not done with my project. However, I'm not too upset about it. Why? Because I had no intention of getting the nitrous this far. I wanted to get it to run, and then I was just going to drive it, and I'd get to the nitrous when I got to the nitrous. But the dead battery ended up thwarting those efforts. And good news is the battery is now up to over 12 volts. And it's a good thing because I couldn't get the back hatch open if it wasn't. It had just enough juice to get that hatch open, and then we went from there. If the battery hadn't died, I wouldn't have done the nitrous. So now I've got the nitrous done. Well, I've got it plumbed. I still have to run wires, I still have to run a trigger, and I still haven't tested the fuel system to see if I have any leaks. So there's still some work to do. I didn't take it for a drive today because it's getting late, and I just don't feel like moving cars around to get this thing out. So we'll have one more video on this, maybe more, hopefully just one more. And we're going to take it for a drive on that one, right? We might even hit the old nitrous, you know what I mean? So, see if she goes whoop or if she goes boom, right? Hopefully not boom. That would be very, very bad. My victory would be very short-lived. Hopefully the fuel system won't have any leaks, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. And the nitrous won't have any leaks, fingers crossed. And let's see, what else? We don't even want to think of what problems we can have. As soon as I'm done talking to you, I'm going to crawl under the, well, I don't have to crawl. I'm going to walk under this. I'm going to snip all the zip ties that I put on there because, you know, they're all, you know, so anyway. But I appreciate you watching. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this one. The other one, the first part one, isn't, you know, it's taking a little while to start picking up a little on that. So hopefully y'all like this one better. Of course, how would you know if you liked it if you didn't actually watch it? So I guess I didn't have an interesting enough thumbnail, right? I had to come up with a really good thumbnail, like boom, something exploding, or you know, maybe I'll blow something up in the backyard and use it for thumbnail. No, I'm not going to do that. But anyway, we're all done except for some wiring, and hopefully everything works. And I don't know if I've unplugged so much stuff, we're not even sure things are going to turn on, right? So suspense is killing me, and I can do it right now. But nope, I'm going to make me wait because I got to make you wait, right? So I'm going to make you wait, I'm going to make me wait, but I'm really excited. I'm pretty sure that nothing should be affected because everything I unhooked was engine. I didn't unhook anything else. Maybe there's a ground or two I may have to put back on, but right now I didn't unhook anything but the fuel infection stuff. The distributor's completely plumbed in the way it's supposed to be. Everything should be good. So suspense is killing me. I hate to do cliffhangers on y'all, but that's really the only way to do it because I just don't have the time to do a whole episode at once. Plus, the other one was like 2 hours long, and it still didn't finish. And then this one, not sure how long this one's going to be, but, you know, I fast-forwarded a lot of stuff. I skipped over a lot of stuff just so that this video won't be like 9 hours long. So hopefully and prayerfully you will watch the next episode, which should hopefully, God willing, be the last one, and we're going to start enjoying this car. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Tell your friends. Hit the like button. All that good stuff. See ya!